Yes. Mm. And why you tell me what is reproduction? Dua, Afira. Hmm. And it's a process by which living organisms produce young ones of their own kind. So it's important because it ensures the continuity of all species on the earth. And it's of two types, asexual and sexual. Okay. So how many type it is? Asexual and sexual. And let's start from asexual. So asexual is usually means occur or can be seen in the plant as well as in other organisms also. Means lower organisms as well as in plant. So in plant it can be of three type through the spore by fragmentation or through the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation means through the vegetative parts. Plants having two type of parts, reproductive and the vegetative parts. So the reproductive parts like flower, it's a reproductive part, and other than that, root, stem, leaf, they are the vegetative part. So in asexual reproduction, vegetative propagation also included through the different part of the plant. It can be what you can say reproduce, asexually reproduce. So in plant through the mute your all of you mute. So in plant through the spore, fragmentation, and vegetative propagation, and in other organisms through the budding and binary fission. So we'll continue with asexual reproduction only. Here, asexual reproduction in plant, like I told you, is spore formation. So, do you have any idea about spore? What is a spore? Okay. Artificial vegetative propagation is done. Okay, 33. Okay. Okay, it's okay. If it is done, then also it's a sort of revision. So tell me, what is the spore? Yes. Ukasha, tell me what is the spore? Hmm. What is the spore? Is sexual reproduction in plant through the spore also occur? Through the spore formation? So what do you understand with the term spore? Who will tell? Yes. Spore is actually small globular structures. They are formed in the sporangium, and when they exposed and they get the favorable condition, so each spore turn into a new plant or new organism. Understood? Cytoplasm of the sporangium, they just divide and re-divide to form the small globular structure, and they are called spore. And they are very light. They are very small. But when they get the favorable condition means moisture, temperature. They will be changed into the new organism. So this is called spore, and the asexual reproduction through the spore formation. Maria, you tell me what is fragmentation? Why you people are not responding? Sumaya Aziz. Yes, tell me what is fragmentation? Yes, very good. So when the parent body of plant, it breaks into two or more fragments, and later on each fragment develop into new organism, new individual. So this process is called fragmentation. Usually we can see this fragmentation in Spirogyra. Spirogyra is the filamentous green algae. In Spirogyra reproduce through the process of fragmentation. So now we start natural vegetative propagation in plants. So here we just asexual reproduction in plant is done. Everybody say that it's already done. So now we will start natural vegetative propagation in plant. So I think it was also done by roots and by stem. Subaerial stem, I remember. Yes, now I remember. This subaerial stem, underground stem, these all done. Yes, yes, this all done. Now we'll start artificial vegetative propagation. So what do you understand with this natural propagation, vegetative propagation? What do you understand with the term natural vegetative propagation? Means this is the vegetative this the vegetative propagation, but it occur by the nature, means naturally it's done. The part of the root, it's pollen, it grow, it get the what you can say suitable condition, favorable condition, and that convert into the young one. Means that this process is handled by the nature when the natural is added with the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, reproduction through the vegetative part. Natural, it's handled by the nature, it occur naturally. Means the part of a stem is a there. The means like it gets the favorable condition. It will be converted into the young one or the new organism, new plant. So let's start artificial vegetative propagation in plant. Artificial, as the name itself tells, is done artificially. So how artificially? When we talk about artificial mean, this process involve man. So it's man-made process. Artificial process, man-made process, you can say. So vegetative propagation, the same process, means they reproduce through the vegetative part, like stem, leaf, root, but it's a man-made process. It handled by the man. Means it can be used in agriculture and horticulture. So agriculture, horticulture, we know this. I think we have discussed this term. Do you know agriculture? We discussed this term in fifth class, I think so. Agriculture. Abdul Rahman Salim, what is agriculture? Hmm. Yes. Okay, what is crop? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Very good. And agriculture? Yes, Nabia. And agriculture? Yes. Agriculture is the process by which we grow a large number of plants, or we grow the large number of plant on a large scale for some purpose. Hmm. So in this process, I mean, in artificial vegetative propagation, cutting, layering, grafting, they are some traditional method, and through which they reproduce plant vegetatively. Means like vegetative part they use to grow the plant. So in that cutting, so was the cutting. Cutting is actually the process in which the part of the stem which is having bud is just cut, and we just what you can say, and it means from the shoot will take a part of a stem, and then just we keep in a moist soil, and we see later on after few days we'll see, means of course all the favorable conditions should be there, warmth, moisture, soil. So these all the things should be there, and after a few days we see that the this part of the shoot arises, means the leaf arises, and from the node roots arises. So that convert into the young one or the new plant. So the part of the stem which is having node, like sugar cane, you can try with the sugar cane. If the part of the sugar cane having the node, just sow in the soil, or you just can say keep in the moist soil, and after a few days you will see that the rooting and shooting is started from it. And then we can, what you can say, transfer that plant into the different pot. So this is the process. This is the cutting vegetative propagation through which we can grow the new plant. Another process is layering. Here in this, it's also means the branch of the tree is involved, means the stem is involved. Here we not cut beforehand. We just what you can say, take the lowest branch of the tree, and just what you can say, covered with the moist soil. And after few days, what we see, when the this process of rooting and shooting is started, when the proper root develop and the leaves arises from it, we just cut that part of the stem from the main plant, and we can transfer it to the different place, or we can transfer it to the different pot. So this is called layering. So means layering. अपनी क्लास हो रही है, जरा है ना, बोलिएगा। So cutting in the cutting process, we cut a part of stem, and in layering, we cut the branch later. First, we just cover with the moist soil. Later on, when the root grows, when the leaves arise, then we detach or then we cut from the main plant. So here is the difference between cutting and layering, and then we just transfer into the different place. So what's the difference between cutting and layering? Hmm. Ammar Zahid. Hmm. Hmm. Ammar Zahid. I don't know what is the reason when I'm calling your name, people are not responding. Yes, okay. Ammar, tell me what is the difference cutting and layering? Hmm. No response. Just now I told. I don't know if you people are there in class or not. Yes. Sadiqa, you tell me what's the difference between cutting and layering? Yes. Hmm. I just asked difference between what's the difference between cutting and layering? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I asked the difference. So means difference in between the both processes that in cutting first we cut the part of the stem and just keep in the moist soil, and in layering the cutting process is later on. First we keep the lowest branch in the moist soil. This is the difference. We cut in the branch or the part of the stem later on when the germination and when the what you can say this rooting and shooting is started. When it start germinating, then we just cut it from the main plant. And here in cutting, we cut from the main plant in the beginning, and then this germinating process start later on. So this is the difference in between cutting and layering. So here now grafting. The next process is grafting. In this, we what you can say involve two type of plants. So here we use two type of plant. The lower part and the upper part they just different. Means we take the plant whose lower part the stem we are using. So that is actually called cyan. Like here in the picture, it's I'm showing you the different plant, whatever the of your choice.